Hello everyone, this is Ron from High Tech Legion. What we have here is the latest network attached storage from Patriot Memory. This is the Javelin S4 media server. It is a 4-bay network attached storage. It has a lot of features aimed at helping you distribute rich multimedia content into the network. It has iTunes server capability as well as Logitech Squeezebox server capability. It is also compatible with Windows and Apple devices, so you can use Time Machine backup as a built-in BitTorrent client, and supports remote multimedia playback either through your web browser or even your iPhone and Android-based mobile device. It also supports UPnP and DLNA certified device playback, so you can playback the media content inside the Javelin S4 into your new TV or PS3 or Xbox. And of course you also can do a NAS to NAS backup in either within your own network or outside into a wide area network. Let's move the box to the side. You can see a small preview of what the Javelin S4 looks like. See there? And some of the features included. Has a gigabit Ethernet port, a pair of USB 2.0 ports, and eSATA connections for additional storage. More than the 4 available ports, drive bays for your hard drives inside. You can attach to a pair of USB 2.0 ports and eSATA connection at the back. The box contents inside is listed here. You can see there is a removable 4 drive carrier bays. And you have a Cat5e network cable, a software installation CD, which I'm assuming also contains the manual, a quick start guide, which is a printed manual, a power cord, and screws for mounting the hard drive into the drive carriers. See, it also carries a 2-year warranty, and some of the certifications included in the Javelin S4. See, it's DLNA certified. It's mentioned as DLNA playback capabilities, compatible with Windows, Mac, and also has UPnP playback. And it supports SATA hard drives. Let's go to the back of the box and see that there is a nice preview here for beginners of what RAID is and some of the flexible RAID configurations that you can do in the Javelin S4 4-bay media server. You can do a RAID 0, a RAID 1, which is a mirror, and you can combine them, mirror and stripe, or RAID 5. You can also do RAID 5 with a spare disk. You can have all 4 drives arranged to a single volume with a parity and spare. And just more information in multiple languages at the bottom, just promotional information. And finally, on the other side, you have some of the product highlights. The system requirements. You need Microsoft Windows 2000, XP, Vista 7, and 2003. I'm assuming the older ones will require the latest system patch, and of course supports Linux as well, and of course Macintosh compatible. Carries a 2-year limited warranty, as we saw in the back. And here is just a quick layout of what you can do with the Patriot Javelin S4 media server. Is through the internet, you can connect it with another Javelin, or through wirelessly to a router. You can connect your UPnP or DLNA device to more computers. Connect your Xbox, your portable digital camera, portable phone, and also, since we have the printer at the back, you can also connect a USB printer and make the Javelin S4 a print server. Now let us open up the box and see what the Javelin S4 looks like. Inside this smaller brown box, flip it open, you can see there's a network cable, the driver and manual CD. Let's go through the documentation. You have 2 warning sheets for one is for just a general fan warning, and the battery and battery disposal warning. And you have a quick start guide. Well, it's very thick. It's and it's all actually in English. No, let's see how much of it is in English and how much of it is in other languages. Seems to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 languages, and the English is, see, it's very detailed, and this is just a quick start guide. Goes up to 17 pages for the quick start guide, so it's very detailed. I like seeing that. And I think I just dropped the key, and this is the power connector. Okay, attach to the rear. Let me just grab the front panel key included. Now that we have the Patriot Javelin S4 media server out of the box, let us take a closer look on what we can expect from this device. To install drives inside the Javelin S4, obviously you need to open the front bay first, and you need to install your drives into these slide out caddies. You can see they provide 4 of these, and you also use the screws provided, so you will need a screwdriver to put these countersunk screws in. You just simply line it properly into your hard drive, like what I've done here, and make sure not to cover the SATA connectors at the back. So it will look like this at the back, while there's space in the front for you to pull out or hold the hard drive while you're not installing it. So if you're putting it in, just simply open a bay, pick which of the 4 bays you want to slide in your drive, and simply push it in, and make sure it's completely in, because if it's not connected to the back, it won't be detected, and obviously you won't be able to close the Patriot Javelin S4. The sides, the top of the Javelin S4 all have very plain design, except for the right side here. As you can see, there's a Javelin S4 logo, and part of the LED activity area extends to this side. Underneath the Patriot Javelin S4 are some of the certifications, and there's actually, as you can see, an exhaust port there. See the serial number, and if you remove one of the screw here, you can access it. This is actually the power adapter, and in case you need to replace the power and it doesn't work anymore, you can just easily open up this area and replace it with a compatible power adapter. Now the good thing about it is that since adapter generates heat, it's actually in a separate compartment, separate from your hard drive, so it doesn't add additional heat into there. It has its own ventilation area at the bottom, so make sure not to cover this ventilation area as well. At the back of the Javelin S4, you can find the power button I mentioned earlier. This power button also allows you to shut down your Javelin S4 safely by holding it down by 4 seconds. And as for extra storage connectivity, you also have 2 USB 2.0 ports and an eSATA port. In addition to the 4 hard drives you can install inside, you can install an external storage hard drive, either to back up your data inside into the external hard drive, or transfer data from your external hard drive into your media server. Since you have 2 USB 2.0 ports, you can also use one as a print server. For if you plug in a compatible printer, you can control it using the Javelin software control center. And so for unattended, you don't need to have a system plugged in. You just plug in your printer into your NAS, and every computer in your house can connected to the network will be able to use the printer. And of course, it also has a gigabit Ethernet connectivity at the back and the power cable. And the cooling is taken care of by this fan. There's actually an exhaust fan, so make sure not to cover this when your Patriot Javelin S4 is in operation. And make sure that the power is plugged in properly. And then turn it on back and listen to the noise. It will take a few minutes to boot completely. Once the service LED turns from red to blue, and once the hard drives are detected, that means it is fully booted. You'll actually hear a very audible beep that will indicate that the Patriot Javelin media server is fully booted. So wait a few more minutes. There we go. And that took a few minutes because the processor inside is actually a PowerPC 800 megahertz processor, and it has 250 megahertz of RAM. It's actually very good for a entry-level home NAS server. And as you can see, the LEDs are lit. They're blue. Blue indicates that they're normal functioning. Once it turns red, that means there's something wrong, or either it's busy or it's doing some sort of maintenance. The flashing light here on the lower right hand corner is actually the LAN indicator. It will be constantly flashing if you have a LAN cable attached to the back of your Javelin Patriot. Patriot Javelin S4 indicates a connection that is pinging to your router or your switch. And here is the activity LED. As you saw, when it was booting, it was red, and when it's now fully working, it's steady in blue. And here you have two kinds of LEDs for the drives. You have the activity LED, actually, right here, and the hard drive detecting LED. If a hard drive is present or it's working properly, it will be blue, and the activity will flash randomly depending on what is going on with the drive. Now, once the drive is faulty or compromised, this will turn red, and you can actually just pull it out and replace it with either you can keep actually a spare. You can have two drives in RAID and keep one as a spare drive, and it will automatically rebuild your RAID without you touching it or without you even going into the menu. If you can set up the Patriot RAID that way. You can set it as RAID 0, RAID 1, and RAID 5. Of course, you need at least 3 drives for that, and RAID 10, which you need 5 drives. Rather 4 drives. You need all the drives fully populated for that.